Another of the PS3's early volleys finally comes to fruition, and store shelves. And online purchasing. Warhawk is a bit of a conundrum in this new world of downloadable content. The question of value raises its head, with Warhawk going for 40 bones online and a brick-and-mortar version coming bundled with the Bluetooth headset for $60. Neither version sports any kind of single-player option, but the multiplayer is all sorts of awesome. The big question is whether either is worth the cash. To be perfectly clear, there is no single-player experience, no bots, no tutorial. If you want to just fool around with weapons or practice driving vehicles, you can start a server and muck around, but for the most part, expect boot camp to happen in real time. Expect plenty of gaffes as you learn the intricacies of the game. This is corrected with matches that are limited to noobs only, but some sort of tutorial would be nice. With that being said, the multiplayer is truly magnificent, with some issues. The core design has been streamlined to take advantage of the quick nature of the game, and it's a wise choice. There's a bunch of weapons, and they aren't exotic or wildly imaginative, but that's fine. You know that a machine gun is going to fire fast, you know a flamethrower has limited reach, and you know a knife kill is tough to pull off, but oh so satisfying. Weapons may be ordinary, but they aren't boring, with the before-mentioned knife giving you radar stealth, rocket launchers with lock-on capabilities, and binoculars that can call down an airstrike. And speaking of air, the game's called Warhawk for a reason. Sure, you can hop in a tank or join a buddy on a jeep, but when you want to take to the air, it's all about the Warhawk, a jet that can corkscrew like a roller coaster, but also maneuver and hover like a hospital chopper. It has unique ammo to pick up, and some games are configured to be flying only, with hawk fights lighting up the sky. The level of configuration lets you do things like have dogfights only, and tweak all the other little variables as well, across just 5 different maps and 4 game types. The latter includes Common Deathmatch, which is usually ignored on the server list, as well as Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, and Zones, which is basically a King of the Hill scenario. Team games rule the servers, with voice chat being as easy as clicking on the left analog stick.
Aw, come on.
5 maps may not sound like a lot, but each is partitioned several times over into a bunch of scenarios, really making it feel like there are 5 map types, with several maps of each kind. And each map is distinct enough, with towering archipelagos and moody desert badlands, that exploring each new corner in a tank or on foot is a fantastic feeling. Finally, the community aspect keeps track of all your stats and awards you accordingly, which allows you to customize your character for the glory of aesthetics and bragging rights. You can also track leaderboards and check out your clan. Warhawk is a well-tempered game with some simplified design choices that really make the game fly without sacrificing action or tactics. Variations keep the game fresh, and the strong community aspect simply rocks. Downloaders will have to check the website for a PDF manual if they want to get into the nitty-gritty of Warhawk, but a lot of it can be picked up by just messing around. Though again, some sort of tutorial would have been nice, with every button the controller has being used, several in a variety of ways depending on the vehicle. All of the guns, vehicles, and map options melt away when the action is on. The best way to sum up Warhawk is fluidity. Everything is in motion, everyone's dying, everyone's respawning. The starter pistol exemplifies this constant action. It might be the worst weapon in the game, but it allows you to fire as quick as you can tap the R2 button, and can even outshoot the machine gun if your index finger is up to it. The sniper rifle, usually a weapon of subtlety and held breaths, even bows into the action. No more wandering reticule from imagined sweaty hands. What you see is what you shoot through a fisheye lens, which will please would-be assassins. Flying a Warhawk is a blast, but it's no guarantee someone from the ground won't take you down, leaving your limp, lifeless body to flop down from the sky. And yes, you can fly the Warhawk with the 6-axis, layer style, or Wii style depending on where you bank, but you can also fly traditionally with the analog sticks, and invert or unvert or devert for each vehicle independently of each other. A nice overlay map is at your disposal without interrupting the action, so you can see how the zones are waxing and waning, or where your flags are at. And just for plain old third-person shooting, the reticule does a great job of letting you know when to fire, while the auto-aim doesn't feel cheap, knowing everyone is on the same level. The frantic action leads to a lot of great micro-scenarios, from a strafe-off between a foot soldier and a jet, to grabbing a fallen flag, hopping in a tank, and hightailing it back to base, team members be damned. It's simply fun, and it's easy to compete, but challenging to shine, making the leaderboards and rank advancement even more appealing. The Fluidity's cup runneth over, with a solid frame rate that never dips, not even in 16 on 16 bouts, with Warhawks canoping the sky with missiles and machine gun fire. While not cel-shaded, the game has a very distinct look that brushes up against cartoony, and goes well with the type of carnage the game unleashes. Explosions are sweet, while ragdoll deaths are usually muted for a change and fun to watch. The maps, while all on the same side of the terrain tree, are still distinct enough to invoke immediate responses and favorites. At $60 with a Bluetooth headset, Warhawk is a great value. The $40 download feels about $10 too much on principle, especially with the lack of a single-player campaign and only 5 maps. But this is simply the best online experience on the PS3 as of now. Sorry, Resistance. Jump in a cockpit, take off, do a barrel roll, and enjoy one of the best online console experiences available.